Assalamualaikum and good morning. So this is PAS 8, Philippine Accounting Standards 8, dealing with accounting policies, estimates, and errors. So ano nga ba yung PAS 8? So PAS 8 prescribes the criteria for selecting and changing accounting policies, accounting estimates, and correction of errors. So dito, dalawa yung titingnan natin, which is usually na-interchange the accounting policy at the accounting estimate. So, define natin. Accounting policy, these are the specific principles, bases, conventions, rules, and practices applied by an entity in preparing and presenting financial statements. So, yung mga alam natin na accounting policies, no, like inventory valuation, diba? Yung mga investment valuations. So, sa standards kasi, may binibigay na ang standard na alternative treatments. So, for example, sa entity A, no, sa accounting policy, example niya, yung ginagamit niya talaga na inventory pricing is FIFO. First in, first out. Here comes na pag-isip-isip ni entity na I think mas maganda talaga yung weighted average method. It can present better, no? It can help us make better decisions. So, what is that shift? That is an accounting policy. That is a change in accounting policy. Okay? So, pwede din yung from long-term construction contract from cost recovery method to percentage of completion method. Kasi sa long-term construction contract, binibigyan sa entity ng dalawang alternatives, whether a cost recovery method niya or percentage of completion method. Okay. So, pwede din sa investment properties, yung ginamit na entity is cost model. So, meron din kasi siyang alternative na fair value model or yung revaluation model. No? So, or pwede rin na may change in policy talaga because yun yung bagong requirement in a new PFRS, no? Or a new standard. Okay, so yung mga changes na na-mention ko so far are changes in accounting policy. So, sa accounting policy talaga, ito yung mga siya yung naging basihan natin in preparing and presenting our financial statements. Okay? So, these are the selection application of accounting policies. Okay? So, yun na nga, yung kailangan kasi sa accounting policies is dapat talaga meron tayong consistency. Bakit ba kailangan may consistency? Of course, because we want to have comparability in our financial statements. Okay? So, kailangan maging consistent tayo except yun na nga, mag-change tayo ng policy if necessary talaga. The standard or the interpretation requires it. May bagong PFRS, so wala kayong choice. So we need to implement it. So we will have changes. Or, yung change na yun talaga, based lang sa entity judgment, will provide more relevant and reliable information. So, again ha, mag-change lang tayo ng policy if dalawa, i-require talaga ni standard or sa entity mismo na isipan niya na this can give us more relevant and reliable information. So, paano ba natin i-report yung change in accounting policy? Okay? So, kung yung change natin is due to required talaga siya ni standard or ni interpretation, yung gagamitin natin is yung transitional provision kasi pag require talaga ni PFRS or may bagong standard, no? Magbibigay may ano yan may addendum, may attachment siya na transition, no? Paano ba mag-shift, no? So we will apply that, no? Pero if walang transitional provisions, we will apply retrospectively. Okay, so pag naiintindihan natin, ano yung ibig sabihin ng retrospectively? So pag narinig nating retro, parang bumabalik ka, no? Bumabalik ka sa nakaraan, no? So retrospectively, ibig sabihin, i-apply natin siya, babaguhin natin yung past as if we are applying what should be the accounting policy, no? So for example, FIFO yung ginamit natin. Here comes weighted average tayo. So we will apply, kasi wala naman siyang transitional provision kasi as entity lang yung nag-decide na mas better, no? So we will apply the changes retrospectively, no? So as if we have been using talaga the weighted average method. Okay? So retrospective application, yun na nga, no? Yung i-adjust natin yung opening balance ng retained earnings, no? So it will be determined at the beginning of the year. So kung mag-prepare tayo ng comparative financial statements, yung financial statements ng prior period, i-restate din siya to present, no, or reflect the new accounting policy. Okay, so if example, no, yun na nga, example natin, no, si entity yung ginagamit niya is FIFO talaga. Then nag-shift siya. So in 2020 yung gamit niya talaga is FIFO. Here comes, gusto niyang i-change starting on the year 2, weighted average na. So, let's say for instance that in FIFO, syempre magkaiba, no, yung valuation of the inventory, no? Iba-iba yung inventory cost, no? So, let's say for example in, let's use the example in the textbook, FIFO, we have 1 million for year 1, year 2, 1.5 million. In weighted average, in year 1, it's only 750,000. In year 2, it's 1.2. So, kung titingnan natin at year 2, kung si FIFO yung ginamit natin, it should have been 1 million at the beginning of the year, no? Beginning of year 2. So, kung gagamitin natin si weighted average in the year 2, beginning balance should have been 750,000. So, there is a decrease in beginning inventory. So, i-adjust natin, no, si retained earnings. So, pag decrease in beginning inventory, ibig sabihin, no, mas malaki, no, yung na-record natin, no, na income, no, because when you remember the cost of goods sold pro forma, di ba, we have the beginning plus purchases, less ending, that's the cost of goods sold. So, pag mag-decrease in beginning inventory, ibig sabihin, we need to adjust the retained earnings. Okay? So, sa retained earnings, we will have debit 250,000 and we credit inventory beginning 250,000. Okay? So, again, pag sinasabi nating retrospectively, ibabalik mo, no? Itatama mo, no? So, parang babalik ka sa nakaraan, no? So, parang hindi ka mag-move on, no? Parang uungkatin mo yung past, no? At saka itatama mo kung ano yung dapat na itatama, no? Charot. Oh, so parang ganun. Okay, so now let's discuss the changes in accounting estimates. So ano ba yung accounting estimates? So let's define first, no? So a change in accounting estimate is normal, no? Normal, recurring correction or adjustment of an asset or liability which is the natural result of the use of an estimate. Okay, so ano yung mga estimates, no? So yung accounting estimate, ibig sabihin siya yung normal, pabalik-balik na correction or adjustment kasi nag-change ka nga lang ng estimate eh. So, ano ba yung mga example nito? Example, doubtful accounts, no? So, talaga ina-estimate natin kasi hindi naman tayo Madam Auring na out of this accounts receivable, 30% yung hindi magbabayad, di ba? So, we do not have solid information for that. What we do is we estimate the possible na hindi magbabayad. Diba? So, it's normal. So, kung mag-change man yan, so, this year, yung estimate natin is 5%. Next year, estimate natin is 3%. We will account for the change because it is just a normal. Pabalik-balik siya, no? So, that change is only on the accounting estimate. So another, inventory obsolescence. Hindi naman talaga natin ginusto na may mag-expire na inventory natin, no? Or hindi na siya patok, obsolete na siya, no? So we only make estimates to that again, di ba? So another example, useful life. Okay, so yung, let's say, pagbili natin, hindi naman nakalagay talaga dyan sa laptop natin, di ba? Yung mga laptop QT, wala namang nakalagay dyan na useful life. Actually, it depends on how you use it, di ba? So, we only estimate, no? Estimate useful life of laptop Dell 3500, for example, is 2 years, no? So, yun, no? Pero, after 2 years, nakita mo, okay pa pala. So, instead na 2 years, pwede pala siya maging 4 years. So, yun, mag-change ka ng estimate, di ba? Okay, so, residual value. So, in-estimate lang din yung residual value, di ba? So, with an estimated residual value of 100,000, di ba? So, may mga changes at the end of the useful life na malaki pala pala yung residual value niya, no? So, another, warranty cost. So, nagbebenta tayo. So, hindi naman natin talagang, though we expect na may mga bumabalik na customer, let's say defective, no, or needs replacement, but we do not have solid figure for that. So, we just estimate that out of the 100% sales, 3% is for warranty, estimated warranty, no? Yung bumabalik ba, no? So, we need to, let's say, repair, or we need to totally replace, no? So, yung mga warranties. And the fair value, no? Estimated lang din yung mga fair value of assets and liabilities, no? For those with revaluation models. Okay, so, anong gagawin natin pag may change daw tayo? So, in principle, we recognize the change prospectively. Okay? So, again, tandaan dito ha, this is prospectively. Anong ibig sabihin ng prospectively? Ibig sabihin ng prospectively, current and in the future. So, kung pag sinabing prospectively move on ka na. So, what has been done is done, no? So, move on ka na. So, kung last year's, 2 years lang yung estimated life mo, for this year and for the next, move on ka na. Let's use the new estimate. So, that is what is meant by prospective application. Okay? So, again ha, though, minsan, mahirap i-distinguish yung change in accounting estimate at change in accounting policy. Yung tatandaan lang natin, sa change in accounting estimate, normal siya, recurring siya, pabalik-balik siya, no? So, may mga items talaga sa financial statements na hindi siya precise but estimation lang based on yung reliable information at saka yung latest available na meron tayo. Okay? So, again, i-report siya prospectively, currently and prospectively in profit or loss. Okay? So, kung yung period of, yung change lang affects the period only, dun lang sa period of change, current. Pero kung yung change is affecting current and future, yun, i-change natin siya. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, pag may change in accounting estimate, hindi natin i-restate yung already reported na in the financial statements for prior periods. So, again nga, prospectively, hindi siya tumitingin sa nakaraan eh. Move on siya kaagad. No? So, be it. No? So, what is today and in the future? So, yan prospectively. Palagi siyang letting go, no? Na-let go na niya yung past. So, move on lang. So, focus lang siya on the present and in the future. Okay? So, again ha, from the date of change of estimate. So, example, no? Let's just enhance the example in our reference textbook. Okay, so let's just enhance the example in our reference textbook, and that is credit to Valix 2020 et al. Valix et al. 2020. Okay, so we have here example yung asset natin is estimated lang natin a depreciable asset, let's say Mag-example tayo, laptop, no? Okay. Ay, hindi naman kasi 500,000 yung nakalagay na example. So, 500,000 na depreciable asset. So, siguro, ano ito? Let's have small multi-cab siguro, no? Okay. Costing 500,000. We estimated na yung life niya is 5 years lang. Yung maliit lang na multi-cab, no? 500,000. Okay. So, here comes at the beginning, on the 3rd year, okay, yung original life, guesstimate natin, 8 years pala to siya, hindi pala ito siya 5 years. So, kung yung dati, di ba, 5 years siya in-estimate, on the 3rd year, sabi sabihin, yung natira na lang is 2 na lang, no? 2 years na lang, no? So, but, on the beginning of the 3rd year, so beginning pa pala of the 3rd year, sabi sabihin, 2 pa yung nagamit na, no, na life. Okay? Kasi may 3 more lives pa. Okay. Na-change daw, dadagdagan daw, instead na 5 years yung estimate, yung useful life is magiging 8 years. So, ibig sabihin, from 5 to 3. So, sa original na 5, di ba? 5 useful lives. So, 2 lives yung nagamit. So, parang game na ito, no? 2 lives yung nagamit, 3 lives pa yung natira, no? Bago ka mag-game over. Pero, nadagdagan pa ng additional 3 years kasi from original na 5, ginawang 8 years. Ibig sabihin, meron tayong remaining na 6 years. No? So, yung gagawin natin, hindi natin i-correct yung past depreciation. Kasi nga, sabi natin, pag prospectively, let go ka na of the past, no? What has been recorded has been recorded. Yun na yun, no? So, yung gagawin natin is, i-record lang natin yung change now and in the future. Okay? So, yung remaining na carrying amount ni asset, kasi di ba, depreciate natin siya. So, 500,000 divided by 5 years, so di-depreciate natin siya before as 100,000 per year. So, since 2 lives na yung nawala niya, so 200,000 na yung nagamit, no? Tama ba? Okay, so yung natira niya talaga na carrying amount is 300,000. So, now, ngayon, yung 300,000, yun na yung basis natin. I-divide lang natin siya nung new life niya, which is the 6 years. So, 300,000 divided by 6, ibig sabihin, meron na tayong annual depreciation na 50,000. So, yun na yung i-record natin na depreciation starting year 3. So, the same entry, depreciation, credit, accumulated depreciation, 50,000. And in the future years. So, ibig sabihin, pag prospective application, now and in the future, no? Talagang move on. Focus ka sa present, move on. Okay? So, yon. So, basta yung, ma'am, mahirap ma-distinguish accounting policy and accounting estimate. No, titingnan nyo lang talaga. Basta si accounting policy, siya yung total basihan, no? Kumbaga, siya yung solid framework, siya yung backbone on how we value whether asset or liability. Si estimate, hindi talaga siya the standard, no? It is just mere judgment. So, kung titingnan mo yung transaction, titingnan mo, ano ba ito? Require ba ito ng standard na ganito talaga siya i-value? Ganito talaga siya i-present sa financial statement? Or it is just the product of the management estimates? Okay? So, ganun lang siya sa pagtingin. So, kung we are talking about depreciation, okay, warranty, bad debts expense, okay, fair value. So, yun, estimates lang yun, no? It is just the best judgment of the management. Pero pag sinasabi mong inventory costing, talagang gimension yan ni standard, no? That there is a way to record that, only that you are given 2 alternatives or more, no? So, yan, policy na yan. Accounting policy na yan. Okay? So, sa accounting policy, so, yan, let's say, inventory valuation, yun na nga, yung long-term contracts, yung mga investment property na nakalagay talaga kay standard, yun, accounting policy yun. So, actually, madali lang makita yung difference. Basta, pag sinabi natin si accounting policy, retro ka. Balikan mo yung past. Okay? Pag sinabing accounting estimate, prospectively, current and future. Okay? So I hope that helps your self-study. Okay, so down to the last topic, we have prior period errors. So kasali ni past 8, si prior period errors. Ano ba si prior period errors? Prior period errors are omissions from and misstatements in an entity's financial statements for one or more prior periods arising from failure to use or yung misuse of information. Okay. So, ano ba yung mga errors na ito na mini-mention natin? So, ito yung mga mathematical mistakes, nagkamali ka sa Excel, di ba? Usually, na times mo, pero hindi mo pala nalagyan ng parentheses, and then parang later mo na nakita, no, on the next years na, bakit masyadong malaki? Parang it doesn't make sense, itong line item na ito. So, babalikan mo, yung sa Excel mo pala is mali yung formula, no? May mathematical mistakes. Second, we have mistakes in applying accounting policies. No? Kasi, pag-apply mo, okay, hindi mo na nakita whether may change pala, so, hindi mo na recognize yung change, okay, so nagkamali ka, okay. We also have misinterpretation of facts. Talagang, sinadya mo, no, para gumanda yung financial statements. Instead na 100,000 yung net income, ginawa mong, let's say, 400,000, no? Oversights or fraud. Okay? So, yun yung mga prior period error. So, ma'am, paano pa natin nire-record or tinitreat si prior period errors? Okay? So, prior period errors shall be corrected retrospectively. Okay? Retro, babalikan mo yung nakaraan, itatama mo as if hindi nangyari si prior period error. Okay? Of course, that is to comply with the qualitative characteristic na faithful representation. Okay? So, how do we do that? Again, babalikan mo, i-adjust natin yung opening balances, ni retained earnings, at saka yung mga affected assets and liabilities. So, i-restate mo. Okay? So, kung comparative statements yung i-present, okay, let's say this year mo siya, year 2 mo siya nakita, okay, yung prior period error, pero comparative statement yung i-present mo, so on the year 1, let's say year 3 and year 2, on year 2, okay, the earlier period shall be restated para ma-reflect na din yung retroactive application ng prior period error. So, magiging retrospective restatement na din. Okay? So, again, pag errors and accounting policies, retrospectively, itatama mo kung ano yung dapat itama, no? For us to present faithfully, no? Represent the financial statements, and of course, yung relevance, no? Consistency and comparability. So, consistency and comparability, side by side talaga yan, no? We need to be consistent so that we can be, our financial statements will be comparable. Kasi you cannot really compare if may mga pagkakamali, no? So, yun yung sa accounting policy, dapat consistent and comparable. Pag accounting estimate naman, prospectively lang. Kasi normal na nangyayari yung mga ganon. Pag si error naman, talagang retrospectively, itatama mo kasi error yan eh, no? So, parang baka maging fraudulent, no? Or misstated yung financial statements natin. So, this is all for past 8, and that is your chapter 11.